We welcome you to another live edition of The Sports Box, your go-to sports podcast featuring great content, conversation, and your occasional disagreement. Stick around to interact and ask questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
On smoke, it's all about the cash flow. So come on and get this money, man. Getting paper, and we always do it major on the slow. You know it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the episode of Game Winning Drive. Man, we have a lot to get into today, Fog. We got a recap Sunday. We got to talk about the trades. 3 trades today. It's too much.
3. What's the third one?
Cam Akers.
Where'd he go?
Minnesota. Went back to Minnesota.
Oh, shit.
And welcome to Game Winning Drive, folks, where we are not always all prepared. So,
not my fault. I was at the gym. I was prepared for the other 2. I went to the gym, came here, did laundry. I'm like, all right, make some dinner.
There you go. Welcome to another episode of Jersey Shore. All right, so here we go.
I am much sexier than the situation. Let's get this straight.
20 years ago?
Even now. You kidding me? I met that dude. He's a little midget.
Okay. Man, so obviously we got to get into it, right, Fog? We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. Now it's finally happened. And usually I get into like sports box. We got so much tonight that we got to just get into it. So it finally happened. News broke this morning that Davante Adams, former Las Vegas Raiders receiver, is now headed to New York with the Jets, where he gets to go be with his best friend, Aaron Rodgers, who obviously everybody who knows that was their, I think they were teammates for like 7 years. I want to say possibly longer. So he goes back to New York. The trade kind of a little shock, not really shocking, but New York Jets are taking the full salary of his contract. But it's already been announced by Ian Rappaport that they are going to restructure it, which is obviously something that you and I talked about a couple weeks ago. That's a foregone conclusion that the Jets are going to have to do with him. Immediate thoughts, immediate reaction to hearing the news that Davante Adams is now a New York Jet.
I'm going to say this. Adams is still got a couple good years left in him. But does it really change the dynamic of this team? Do we really believe that this team is still, again, you had him going to the Super Bowl preseason. We had this conversation. I don't. I
didn't.
Who had him going to the Super Bowl?
I had the Texans going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, were they making an AFC championship?
I had the Texans against the Jets.
Okay, yeah. I don't think I had the Jets making the playoffs. And
you did. You had them losing the wild card.
Oh. So I'm looking at the Jets, and I still don't. Like I said, I'm not confident with this team. I'm not confident. Doesn't matter if they get Davante Adams. Does it help them? I don't know. It depends on the play calling. What I saw Monday night, I will say this. What I saw Monday night with the play calling, the fact that they removed Nathaniel Hackett from play calling, they actually used Breece Hall. And that was a positive thing. But do I believe adding Davante Adams is going to get this team over the hump? Because, again, if you're Woody Johnson and you're looking at this, the moves you made is because it is Super Bowl or bust. This is not a Super Bowl winning team, in my opinion. It's not a Super Bowl winning team, and you took what's his name, Ulbrich. You took him, made him a head coach, and you took him away from his DC damn, what the hell's the word I'm looking for?
Play calling?
Responsibilities. No. DC
Oh.
responsibilities. You took him away from the DC responsibilities. You took him away from his main focus being, hey, I'm a defensive coordinator. Let me plan for this. Now he's got to be a part of everything. I got a feeling that that's going to have a negative impact somewhat on the defense because he's not able to focus on the defense. He's also got to focus on the offense as well. The other aspect is, and I said this before, Drew, Aaron Rodgers, he's 40. I think people have become enamored with this. Oh, well, Tom Brady did it when he was. No, Aaron Rodgers isn't Tom Brady because if he was, he'd have at least more Super Bowl appearances than what he's got in his career. So, in all honesty, I think bringing Davante Adams is nothing more than making Rodgers more comfortable, which is fine. You may see an improvement, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to equate to the Jets going anywhere more than maybe winning the division because that division missed. But they're not getting out of the first round of the playoffs.
Okay, I'm going to break down the trade. Trade-wise, this is a Super Bowl move. This is I'm all in. I'm an all-in move. I worded that wrong. It's not a Super Bowl. This is an all-in move. Just to appease their franchise quarterback, right? Because they've already done so much for him. So
franchise, they got 2 years, this year, next year. That's it.
And I think that's why they did the move because I think that pretty much guarantees that he's playing next year. There's no way he's retiring next year. Davante Adams, I believe he has 2 years left in his deal. So I think it makes the most sense in the world that they did this move because if you guys don't remember, I mean, because it's still Hackett's system, it just has someone else calling the plays. So in the system, we're still seeing glimpses of 2019, 2020, 2021 Green Bay, right? That's what we're seeing. And so with that, I think we're going to see an even higher tick of production from Breece Hall, like we saw last night. That's their star. That's their playmaker. This is Aaron Jones. I think he's better than Aaron Jones at his age. But even last night when he threw the ball to Mike Williams, and we're talking all day to talk about the red line and stuff that I think people should already know about when it comes to route running. But Breece Hall was wide open. If you looked at that interception play, he could have easily ran for a first down. But I understand what Rodgers was trying to do because Mike was wide open. It's the issues I have with Mike and Chargers. And Mike does his own thing. So I understand why Aaron Rodgers did what he did. I think it was completely wrong why he said it publicly. But that's Aaron Rodgers. That's who he is. He's a dick. So with that being said, after everything is done, breaking the trade, I get it, bro. I get the trade. I understand why the Jets did it. It's desperation mode. It's a lot of things that you need to do to make your quarterback happy, but also make the team around you happy. I think the worst person out of this trade that suffers the most from this is Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson's production is going to go down and dip. It's going to be Lazard, Wilson, and obviously Davante Adams. And then it's going to be – but the hierarchy of targets is going to be Adams and Breece Hall. So does that work? Does Green Bay offensive system – it worked back in the day, but it didn't get them to a Super Bowl appearance. I mean, so at the end of the day, the goal here for the Jets is to win a Super Bowl this year or next year. Right now, you're 2-4. You had to make this move, but I still think it doesn't solve your interior line. It doesn't solve how many times Aaron Rodgers got hit last night. It's a multitude of things. The Jets couldn't stop the run for the life of them for the majority of the game. It's a lot of issues still that New York Jets are facing, but I understand the move. I'm not gonna poo-poo on it because it's chemistry goes a long way in football, and I think what those two have is beyond like it's not going to take long for him to fix it, I guess I would say. It's going to be really quick, and Davante already knows the system, so he should start on Sunday. I don't think that's going to be an issue for him. But, yeah, man, immediate thoughts right away, dude, is just okay, is this going to be enough to overtake the East? And is this enough to win the 7th spot or the 6th spot or the 5th spot in wild card? Because right now, Fog, you have – let's go through it real quick. You have the Texans.
Yep.
You have the Bills. You have the Ravens. And you have the Chiefs. Those are our 4 division winners. And then your 5th spot is either – what am I – oh, no, what am I missing? So right now the Chargers are currently in the spot right now at 3-2.
Steelers are as well.
You have Steelers, who are 4-2. You have the Colts, who I believe are 3-2. I believe we're 3-3. And then you have what am I missing? You have the Bengals, so I know who are 2-4, but they can make a way to cut. And I'm not worried about Miami. I'm not worried about New England. I'm not worried about Jacksonville. No. I'm not worried about who I missed in the South. Tennessee. I'm not worried about Tennessee. I'm not worried about the Vegas, and I'm not worried about Denver. But Denver is 3-3. So I mean,
but Denver is so up and down. It's not even. I still don't think Denver is a contentious team at all. But if you're the Jets,
I agree with you.
You got to think about it. You've got 2 teams ahead of you right now in Miami and Denver, which again, we don't think there'll be problems. But Indianapolis is 3-3, like you just said, and we don't know. They may roll with Joe Flacco until AR is more comfortable or AR gets humbled, because I've heard a lot of rumblings about how AR-15 is a bit of a diva in that locker room. You have the Chargers who, listen, Harbaugh will get things rolling over there. And you have the Steelers who, quite frankly, look, Mike Tomlin, they may not be afraid to make the switch to Russell Wilson. And look, Russell Wilson was 23 touchdowns and 7 or 8 interceptions last year.
With Denver.
Yeah,
with Denver.
So his touchdown interception ratio, completion percentage still ranks in that top 15 category. He could still provide a quality offensive spark that Fields just isn't offering to Pittsburgh. And then you got Buffalo, Houston, Kansas City, and Baltimore. Well, guess what? Those 4 teams are the 4 playoff teams.
I agree.
So the Jets need a boost. And if Cincinnati gets it rolling, like you just said, who's 2-4 as well, that's not going to bode well for the Jets. So I get it. Like you said, they made a Super Bowl move, but is it going to give you Super Bowl results this year or even next year, to be honest with you?
I agree.
I just don't know.
Which leads us, and now, in my opinion, after that news broke, we had even more big news, and this is where I think the New York Jets won't touch the Buffalo Bills because of this move. And that's why last night I said to a bunch of my buddies, I'm like, listen, Jets need to win. They have to win that. Whatever happens from now to the next time they meet, the Buffalo Bills are going to be a different team. And too late. It was reported this right after, a few hours later, after the news dropped that Davante Adams is heading to the Jets. The Buffalo Bills probably one-upped them and said, no. We understand what we have after we traded Stephon Diggs. Let's go get a guy who's, in some eyes, could be on the same wavelength as Stephon Diggs, probably in a lot of areas, but I don't know. We'll see. But Amari Cooper now leaves the Cleveland Browns. He is now part of the Buffalo Bills. And that offense just became very deadly. in not just in the AFC, in the NFL. Fogg, we saw what Josh Allen did last night. Winning without James Cook, by the way. Ray Davis was a beast.
Ray Davis had listen, James Cook, I think I'm going to tell you right now, 2 running backs that started the year that I think are going to be cooked at the end of the year, no pun intended, are James Cook and Zach Moss. Zach Moss, the running back for Cincinnati. Yeah. I think Chase Brown from Illinois is going to take that spot. But getting Amari Cooper just helps a young Keon Coleman and a young Khalil Shakir. I think that was a fantastic move because I think he's more of a veteran leader than Stephon Diggs was. I think Stephon Diggs still believe he is who he isn't anymore.
Yeah, Diggs was the leader in Buffalo.
I think Amari Cooper knows who he is, knows what he can offer. And the fact that you got guys like Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, you got Shakur, you got Coleman. Just adding Cooper gives you so much more of an offensive boost that will help Josh Allen. The only thing that the Bills have to do is corral Josh Allen's ability to say, I want to do it all. And play call for it too, because I'm suspect on the Bills play calling this year.
Really?
Yeah. I have not liked it. I feel like a couple of games they turned around and said, okay, Josh, it's on you. And let's be honest, there's only one elite quarterback in the NFL, and his name is Patrick Mahomes. The rest of these guys are chasing him.
Who's having a down year? Who's having a down year, but still elite?
He's having a down year, and they're still undefeated.
It's insane. It's insane.
So him and Andy Reid are again. I will forever say this. I fucking hate Andy Reid because of how he failed Philadelphia. But man, this guy knew what he wanted, and when he got his Brett Favre and Patrick Mahomes, who in my opinion is a much better quarterback than Brett Favre was,
easily,
he found gold and he's running with it. People get ready because the next 5 years, we're going to see. This is the Kansas City dynasty. The Chiefs are going to at least win 1, maybe 2 more Super Bowls.
Oh, I'm at a decade. I'm not at 5. I'm at a decade.
I'm at 5 because I think Andy Reid's got to call it quits sometime.
Well, yeah, he will, but then you just gotta see. That's why. That's another topic another day. We'll talk about it again. I could talk on and on about the Chiefs. I love everything about them, and I hate them. John, hey man, what's up, brother? Thanks for showing up. Should Lions go after Crosby to replace Hutchinson? Then when he returns, deadly. If can't
could they afford that?
John, can we right? If it can't happen, maybe Myles Garrett.
They gotta afford it.
Well,
either way, John, that would be killer. Because I don't believe in the Lions defense.
Well, they did just sign that defensive end who is lost of the year. They did just sign him in the offseason. And then they just signed a defensive tackle today, I believe.
Yeah.
Crosby, I think, is at the end of his deal, right, Fogg?
Yeah, he is.
He hasn't signed a big deal yet, has he?
Nope.
Is he still on a rookie contract?
I believe. I think. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now. But I think Max Crosby.
Because I know he had drug substance issues. I don't know if that went against his contract or not for years played. John, yes, I agree. If the money works, which obviously you can make it work. Oh, so you signed a 4-year extension worth $94 million and of an average of $23.5 million with $53 million guaranteed. So he's on the third. Well, how many total years?
He's got
Does he
2
have
more
fun?
years left before he's an unrestricted free agent. So he's got 2025 and 2026 before he's an unrestricted free agent.
What's his cap for this year and next year?
22 million next year and 18 million the year after.
Okay, yeah, they can work that. Yeah, Detroit can work that. I think Detroit's cap's not bad. That's interesting, John. I think that would be something that Detroit
And that
Lions
would
can
open up
do.
a lot of money.
It would.
A lot of money for the Raiders.
Now, what would you trade for him? You would have to give up a first, right? And you have to.
For Detroit, you got Jared Goff. You got a fairly young team. I'd give up a first and second for next year.
2025 first and second?
Yeah, I would take the full contract on, give up a first and second. Let's roll with it.
What if the Raiders went back to you, Fogg? Because obviously that first is going to be late round. Because Detroit's going to make a deep run in the playoffs. 2025 first, 2026 first. Would you do it?
Yeah, I would do it. Because that would my biggest problem. My biggest problem, Drew, my biggest problem with the Lions is I don't have faith in their defense. I have hella faith in their offense. I would absolutely do that to get Max Crosby for at least the next 2 years. I got to give him my first. Do you understand? I got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. I've got Amon St. Brown.
Jameson Williams is going to be a star.
Jameson Williamson. Yo, no.
Sam Laporta.
Absolutely.
Their O-line, all their O-line besides the guard is all locked. No, the right tackle is all locked in for the next 4 years.
Yeah,
they've done everything right. They've done everything right.
Yeah.
Just Fogg, I would say that their front I trust more than their secondary. Their secondary is pretty suspect. But
it is, but
front,
if you solidify that front with pass rushers,
I agree.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine Hutchinson on one side and Crosby on the other? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
It reminds me of the Rams when Aaron Donald had his 2 DNs on the other side of him, or the Niners. I mean, my God. They would honestly run
the
NFC.
I would absolutely do that in a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat, I would do that.
So is their GM hard? I mean, yeah, could be. For me, man, real quick on the Amari Cooper trade, this pays huge dividends. If I would have known Amari Cooper was with Buffalo before the season started, they would have easily been my deep run pick for the postseason. I just think I'm getting. I forgot what year it was, Fogg, when Diggs made his transition over to Buffalo. I believe it was 2019. Was it 2020?
Yeah, 2019, I think it was.
Remember how deadly he was when he first arrived at Buffalo with Josh? Oh, man.
But so he was at his peak.
He was at his peak, yes.
He was at his peak because
Cooper's 29. Cooper's 29, I believe. So, I mean, I think Cooper still has a lot of years left in him to be productive.
But is he going to be the impact guy?
He's not Dallas Cowboys 2018. He's not Dallas Cowboys 2018. But is he a piece that is going to be solid for this receiving crew? 1,000%.
And help them again. The big important thing is he's going to have an immediate impact, but he's going to also help these guys grow. And again, Shakur's in his second season?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And then you got Coleman, who's in his first season. Kincaid's second season?
Yes.
Or first? Yeah.
No, second.
So, yeah.
Very young offense.
This is going to be
Cook's only in his second or third, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? Cook's only second or third.
Mm-hmm.
I
just don't think Cooks is a guy.
It's a brilliant move. Does this pick make them Super Bowl contenders?
In
Just
the
a trade.
AFC,
I'm sorry, a trade.
I think because the AFC is so weak, and I was down on Buffalo this year.
So was I.
I think it does help them. I think I look. You still got Kansas City. You still got the Ravens to contend.
Does this move propel them past Kansas City?
That will all depend on Josh Allen and Sean McDermott.
I agree with you. And Joe Brady. Because I don't think Buffalo's defense is going to be able to, with all the injuries that they still have. I mean, Hamlin looks lost when he went on one-on-one against Garrett Wilson as a nickel corner. Yeah, I mean, they were abusing him.
Here's the thing, Hamlin. It sucks to say, but his claim to fame was his heart attack.
You gotta stop.
It's fucked up.
Hamlin's parents is gonna get on us like they did on Twitter. Oh my god!
But that was his claim to fame. He's a good NFL player. He ain't sticking with Wilson. He ain't sticking with Lazard.
Well, I'm talking in general concepts of him as a coverage player. Like he can hit. We've seen him hit. But as a coverage safety, they're hurting. They are hurting defensively once they find a team that has it all together in the playoffs.
But that's because they let all their coverage players go.
Yes.
That was a move they did.
Cowboys absolutely flop. This is Dr. Inga, by the way. Congratulations to my boy Brooks. He is now a certified author. So got to give him love right there.
Congratulations.
Cowboys absolutely flopped when trading Amari. Yes, I wrote that today. Cowboys traded got a fifth and a sixth for Amari. But somehow 3 years later, the Browns get a third. I don't get it. The math isn't math.
And he performed he performed well with Cleveland up until this year. I think Cleveland's given up.
He has the bad quarterback.
I think Cleveland's given up, so.
Oh, 1,000%, dude. So the final one today was, this is kind of interesting.
That's wild.
Texans trade running back Cam Akers, who was with Minnesota last year, got cut. He goes back to Minnesota. Now what does this tell you, Fogg? This tells me, from my perspective, two things. They don't believe in Ty Johnson. And two, Aaron Jones might be way more hurt than we really think.
Oh, I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Aaron Jones is going to play until maybe December.
Now, can you tell the audience real quick, Fogg, what the injury he has?
Hold on a second. Let me pull it up.
I believe it was a hamstring.
It was, but I think it was a second grade tear. They said
second grade tear. Yeah, so he's going to be. That's a season killer for fantasy owners. My God. Yeah.
I'm
for
looking
me, man,
it up right now.
I think because of what Houston saw in Damian Pierce in that last run where he got a big time touchdown, I think that gave him a little bit more of a safety net to not keep Cam Akers and trade him away to Minnesota. But this is kind of alarming for Minnesota to make this move because it's crazy, man. 2 weeks ago it was all Aaron Jones, and now the dang injury bites him once again.
Here's why. Even if Aaron Jones returns, let's say first week of December, even if he returns, if you look at the NFC North right now and look at the NFC in its entirety, they might send every team in that division to the playoffs, Drew.
NFC North?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy about it. It's a great point to come up because Minnesota's undefeated still. And then you have their fourth place team is Green Bay, and they're 4-2.
Exactly.
Bears are 4-2. The Lions are 4-1. Yeah, 4-1.
Because of the bye week.
Yeah, bye week. They're 4-1.
So when you think about that, you have to make a move. And let's let's be honest, Cam Akers has actually looked good when he's
He was
played.
good in Houston. Yeah, I agree.
So that was a great move by them. Texans traded him because they know, okay, they're putting all their faith in Mixon.
Yes.
With Mixon being back, okay, cool, no problem. And the Vikings need a running back. And like you said, the Aaron Jones injury, I think it was a second grade hamstring tear. They're confident he'll be back by November. But even if he's not, you have a running back that you're familiar with. He understands the offense. And again, Akers has looked good when he's had the opportunity. This will help them because they got to keep pace at this point. Because Chicago's 4-2, but they're 4-2 and just getting it figured out.
That I'm telling you, man, that this is going to be. I said a couple weeks ago on our show, this is going to be the closest offensive rookie of the year I think we've ever seen in the history of the NFL.
Yes,
I'm
because of
I'm still with you. I think
Daniels and Williams
better. I still think Daniels looks better. I mean, to go against Baltimore and do what he was able to do, to me, if I'm a Washington Commanders fan, I have a friend who's a Commanders fan, and Brant, who used to be on the show. I text my boy and I'm like, listen, dude, I go, win or loss, after watching this game, we've seen a growth of maturation with him at quarterback in Daniels. This is a tough elite team, probably the toughest team I think it is the toughest team that they played against so far. And to be able to be neck and neck with Baltimore, I mean, you got to give Dan Quinn credit, dude, for what he's been able to do with the culture change there. But Jaden Daniels, man, you called it, dude. So far, so good. You're looking great, brother. But hey, I want to get to what you said. The 4 teams out of the NFC North. Let's go through it real quick. We don't know what the hell is going on in NFC West. The Niners are 3-3. The Seahawks are 3-3. Seahawks have lost 3 straight. Niners are up and down, but because they beat Seattle, they're in first. The Rams are 1. I think they're 1-4.
Yeah.
And Arizona is 2-4. And so Arizona's schedule is going to get tougher. So we got 2 teams in the limbo there. I think Seattle's going to fade away. I know you picked Seattle to make the wild card, but we got that. NFC South, it's Tampa Bay or Atlanta. And then in the East, I think it's going to be between Philly and Washington. And Washington looks better, brother. I'm sorry.
What did I say at the start of our season? I said, watch out for Washington.
I know you did.
They could be a playoff team. Even Brian. I had conversations. Brian, he's like, I'm from the DC area, and I'm telling you right now, Washington.
Yeah. Brian Attar picked Washington. Brian Attar picked Washington to win the division.
Oh, he really did? Well, he's a hater. I don't value Mr. Attar's picks because he's a fucking hater. He hates the Eagles. He's a Cowboys fan. He hates the Eagles. He hates the Giants.
Oh man. So do we say only one team? Well, so that's 4 teams, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so they would have to take the entire wild card. So Eagles or Washington, you have to pick one.
At the moment, I'm taking Washington.
So Eagles and Dallas will be out.
Absolutely. And I'm an Eagles fan, and the Eagles on paper, Drew, are the best team in the NFC. And I will say this. I've always...
On paper, over San Fran?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The Eagles are the best team on paper. When you look at what they have position for position, Philly is better.
You think Jalen Hurts is better than Brock Purdy?
Yes.
I will give you receivers. Christian McCaffrey's not playing, so Barkley, obviously. O-line, yeah. Eagles are O-line. Tight end, I'm going San Fran.
I would do that.
D-line, are you going
Eagles.
Philly?
Philly.
Over Bosa?
Yes. More complete off D-line.
So, linebackers, corners, and safeties, obviously, you have to go to San Francisco.
Yes.
Head coach?
Oh, San Fran. And I don't like what Shanahan's doing, but fucking Sirianni, I'm like, God.
You're not going to argue with your own offense?
Fuck Sirianni. Fuck Kellen Moore. Fuck Vic Fangio. Like, gee. Drew, you, Alex, Brian, I think we could coach better.
Even my brother, who doesn't even know what a cover 2 is. Hey, so
that's disappointing.
I'm joking. Last question to you. I read a chart. I read something today or last night. The 3 OCs that came in for Philly. I'm sorry, not 3 OCs. 3 OCs / passing game coordinators. So the OC that took Shane Steichen, right?
Yeah.
Kellen Moore. And then who was before Shane Steichen?
Brian Johnson.
Thank you. Did you know that all 3 of these guys have different philosophies in the pass route tree?
Yes.
And between all 3 of them, to this day, Jalen Hurts still runs the same route trees with these receivers, where the 9 routes are only successful for him as a passing quarterback. That's insane.
Which means you have to work around your quarterback implement your offense. Shane Steichen understood that and did that. He did it with Justin Herbert. He did it with Jalen Hurts. These other guys coming in, they're trying to, hey, let me reinvent the wheel. No, roll with what the wheel is rolling with.
Right, but sooner or later, Fogg, you got to understand that if you're paying a quarterback that much money, he's got to eventually learn how to be able to throw a complete route tree at a successful rate.
Oh, I agree.
That's alarming to me.
But my whole thing is,
why bring a new OT in?
Teaching? What are you teaching, and how are you working with him?
I think honestly, Fogg, I'm a huge Jalen Hurts guy, but I think watching him this past year and a half, I don't think he can throw with that type of accuracy or that type of thrust. Like, dude, it's either a 9 route, tush push, or give it all to Barkley. That really, that kind of alarms you that 3 different offensive coordinators have came in and he can't change. He can't get better. I understand to work with what you got. I get it. But that's kind of alarming, bro, because everywhere Kellen Moore has gone, the quarterbacks have either gotten better in their game or gotten better with their reads or whatever the case may be. Here in Philly, if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, I feel like this team would be so one-dimensional.
But here's the thing. How much of Nick Sirianni has been in the play calling?
That's a good point. That is true. But I'm talking about the development of the quarterback, which is kind of alarming. That was his issues coming out of college, remember? He doesn't have the arm to make all the throws. The arm talent is lacking. The IQ, blah, 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 blah.
But here's the thing. Shane Steichen found a way to maximize that. These other coordinators
9 routes and
coaches aren't
9 routes and RPOs.
Again, I said it, 2 weeks ago. The RPOs and the play action. Philly isn't running play action. And
which annoys me.
Yeah. So how are you not running play action when you got a running back like Saquon Barkley?
It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why because Kellen was very heavily induced in PA last year with the Chargers. So I don't know. You might be right on the Sirianni thing. He might have a hand in that, but I think. What do you think, Fogg? Do you think Sirianni's going to get fired if he loses these next 2 games? Would there be a fire coming? Will Sirianni finish the season as the Eagles head coach?
No.
Okay.
At the rate he's going, no.
I agree with you. He's losing it. I think he's losing that touch. We just talked about this, buy or sell. We haven't done buy or sell in probably 2 years, so I wanted to do it tonight. It'll be fun. But someone already alluded to the Lions trading for Crosby or Myles Garrett. But let's say they don't. Can the Lions win a Super Bowl without defensive end Aiden Hutchinson? By the way, we want to give you probably never watch this, but props and prayers to him and the family, man, because that was absolutely brutal to watch.
Yeah.
It reminded me of a UFC match. I don't know if you guys remember about Silva, but it literally was the same type of injury. He has the same injury as Alex Smith, but he had to get immediate emergency surgery in Dallas. And thank God he got it done. And he'll be back in 8 to 10 months according to reports. So that's good news. But we hope we can get back to the star that because that guy might have been Defensive Player of the Year this year. Buy or sell that the Lions can win the Super Bowl, Fogg?
I'm going to say no. I'll sell it.
You sell it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to sell it too. We don't. Go ahead.
I wasn't a believer in their defense to begin with, and losing him, shit, that their defense was anchored by him this year. He was balling the fuck out. Like you said, you alluded to, he had the potential to be Defensive Player of the Year, and losing him kills them because I don't think they could scheme properly enough to win, and your offense can't score enough to win. Even though they have one of the best offenses, top 5 scoring offense in the league, you can't keep that pace up when you get into the playoffs.
I agree, brother. I agree with you. We'll find out this Sunday. We got a tough one this Sunday. We're going to talk about soon. Buy or sell, Fogg. The Las Vegas Raiders will be will have a top 5 pick in the 2025 NFL draft.
I'm buying it. They're selling the team already. They're selling the team already. So I'm buying.
I heard someone's gonna have to turn Allegiant. No, what's their stadium called? Is it Allegiant?
Allegiant, yeah.
Someone told me they got to turn Allegiant Stadium into a football and baseball field because the Athletics can't find a home. You remember the old school Oakland Coliseum? Oh my God! The baseball field with the football field.
Mark Davis is going to have to do that, following his dad's footsteps.
I'm going to buy that there'll be a top 5 pick. I think they have all their picks, right? I will buy that they're a top 5 pick in the 2025 NFL draft. I have a bold statement with this. Ooh. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, that Mark Davis will sell his entire stake or majority stake to Tom Brady.
Holy shit! Okay,
just a bold take. Buy or sell, Washington. Atlanta quarterback Kirk Cousins can finish in the top 3 in MVP voting for the 2024 season. And currently, I released an article last week. Fogg does articles. I do articles. I had an MVP ranking, and I'm going to do it every month. My ranking going into week 6 was 1, Sam Darnold. 2 was Baker. 3 was Saquon Barkley. 4 Derrick Henry. 4 is Lamar Jackson. And 4A, 4B was Jaden Daniels. I'll tell you what my rankings are in 3 weeks. See, Brian's here.
I like that, but
no. Audio only. Yeah. So, did you say yes or no?
I'm going to say no.
It? You selling it?
Yeah.
Who's your top 3 right now?
I would say probably.
What's up, guys?
I would say Lamar Jackson, Geno Smith.
Really, Geno, huh? Who's your third?
And CJ Stroud.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Brian, you buying or selling? Kirk Cousins can finish in the top 3 in MVP voting.
That's a huge sell for me. I don't think he'll finish top 3. I don't.
Okay.
I don't see that at all. I think he can finish maybe in the top 7 or 8, possibly.
Would top 5 be a reach for him?
We'll have to see where the Falcons are by like weeks 13, 14 and see where they are in terms of record and where Kirk Cousins is numbers wise. I just, top 5 actually, I will say, I think top 5 could be a very viable place for him. Yeah. He's not my top 5, but if he did finish top 5, I would definitely put him. It wouldn't surprise me, but top three would mean that he's putting up some astronomical numbers, and the Falcons are running away with the NFC South.
1,000%.
Yeah, I don't think
what's crazy, boys, is last year. Obviously we all know last year Lamar Jackson won MVP. He's at a better pace passing wise and running wise than he was last year. Winning, that's crazy. That's crazy.
The only reason why
he might go back to back.
The only reason why I don't think he will go back to back is because his teammate behind him is Derrick Henry. He has.
I know, dude. I want to see Henry win it, dude.
I think the only way Henry wins it is if he rushes for 2,000, which he's not probably going to rush for 2,000. So that's why it helps. That's why Lamar has a chance, because Lamar's on pace to leading the league in passing touchdowns again.
Yeah.
Right. I think he has 10, I believe. One reception. It's a pretty good ratio. His ratio is actually really good this year.
I agree.
So yeah.
Fogg, you mind if I go real quick with him to the buy or sell is the first one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Buy or sell B, the Lions can win the Super Bowl without defensive end Aiden Hutchinson.
That's a sell. That's a big loss.
We all sell too.
Yeah, that's too big of a loss to overcome. Unless
buy or sell, the Las Vegas Raiders will be a top 5 pick in the 2025 NFL draft.
Oh, I'd buy the house for that one. Absolutely, probably number 1. They're probably going to.
Hey, sometimes on game winning drive we do easy ones. So it's what we do.
If they're not in the top 5, then I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure.
They fucked up.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
You know what, Fogg? Let's try to combine the top 3 categories for Brian and see what he says on this one. Out of all the trades today, Brian, the Raiders obviously traded Davante Adams to the Jets. Mm-hmm. Browns traded wide receiver Amari Cooper to the Bills. Texans, I don't think you'll pick the Texans one. Texans trade running back Cam Akers to the Vikings.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the top 2, obviously. Out of those 2 trades, which team is going to benefit the most?
For me, easily, it's the you hear me? The Buffalo Bills.
Okay, so all 3 of us agree. All 3 of us agree.
Yeah. I love that. I think that takes them to. I don't think it takes them to a new level, but it just adds some stability and adds another weapon. I've always said Amari Cooper's a professional receiver. He's just really good at what he does. He's not elite, but he's just going to get open. He's going to catch the ball, get the ball back to the ref, and go line up again. Like, that's just who he is, right? He's a great mentor for Keon Coleman. I love that as well. I think that's going to be an underrated.
That's what Fox said.
Yeah.
Wow, fuck, were you listening?
No,
He was.
He
He wasn't watching running back tape.
No, that's an underrated. That's an underrated acquisition for the Bills. It really is. I mean, they have two solid guys on the outside. That Josh Allen has no interceptions, by the way. That's something I have to. I got to tip my cap.
Yeah, 10 touchdowns, not a single pick.
He's
Crazy.
if we're going back to the question, MVP, he's number 2 for me right now. He's number 2.
Who's number 1? Lamar?
Yeah, Lamar's number 1, but it's like 1A, 1B. It's like one, and the only reason why Lamar beat.
Oh, Henry?
No, it's Lamar's number 1, and then it's Josh Allen number 2, and then number three for me would be oh my God, lost train of thought. Who's number 3?
Sam Darnold?
Yes, good Lord. Yeah, Darnold. Darnold's there. Darnold is going to be there. Yeah,
Darnold was my 1.
Darnold's your 1. Yeah.
Heading to last week, Darnold was my 1.
Darnold is there. Absolutely. 100%.
So I know you've been very adamant on your amazing Be Easy Sports articles. And it really does wonders for me and my boys, because I screenshot it and I sent it to my group text. And we have a good argument for about a good 2 hours. Your most recent one was obviously about the Jets and Mike Williams and all that stuff. Just the convoluted of issues that's going on in New York right now. Is it just pure, not hatred, but like, is it like you just think that Aaron Rodgers is completely done and he shouldn't be commanding all this, or is it the Jets as an organization, or is it just everything above that you just have issues with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers?
For me, it's always been Aaron Rodgers, not taking any accountability for his own actions, but it's more so of the NFL community or whoever the fans or whatever at large, putting Aaron Rodgers like in this box of like all-time greats. And he is an all-time great, but he's not Brady or Manning, right? He's just not those guys, right? He's just not. He's not Brady or Manning. He's Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is an all-time great. He really is. But he's, in terms of like leadership, in terms of like mentality, in terms of getting his guys, galvanizing his guys, getting guys ready to play for you, being at training camp, getting your guys out of local high school and running routes with them like Brady and Manning did during the lockout and Brady did during COVID. You didn't like Aaron Rodgers ain't doing that. like Aaron Rodgers is for himself. He is like, what did you ever see Brady or Rodgers? Look, this is no knock on Rodgers either. I'm not knocking him for this, but again, it's just a mentality thing, right? Did you ever see Brady or Manning on a radio show once a week with their friend talking about stuff?
No.
They were fully focused on football.
I hate it. I can't stand it.
It's just, and I think everybody wants this bring in the 39-year-old quarterback and save the day model to work. It don't work with everybody, man. Like Brady was an anomaly. It worked with Peyton Manning in Denver. I just don't think it's going to work with Aaron Rodgers because he's not those type of guys. He's just not. I think he's kind of washed. He looks good, but he's not Green Bay Aaron Rodgers. This is a watered down version of Aaron Rodgers that everybody thinks that, oh yeah, he's going to throw for 49 touchdowns and 9 picks. No, he's not, bro. Like, he's not that dude anymore. He's just not very good anymore. I've reached that conclusion in week 4, maybe like week 3. I'm like, yo, this dude is not that good anymore. So I'm going to say
that conclusion when the Jets traded for him. I said that.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Well, you can't predict the torn Achilles. That's tough. Dude.
Hey, no, it's not the torn Achilles.
tough.
It's the fact that he was 39 going into 40. It's again, Drew. I said it at the beginning of this show. He is not Tom Brady. The work ethic,
No.
the planning.
No.
It's not there. This is not the guy. And this is what the Jets got enamored once again with a retread quarterback. They're like, oh, well, Brady did this. Matthew Stafford was able to do this. Yeah, but Sean McVay was a coach, not Robert Salah, Nathaniel Hackett, or anybody else. You know, Tom Brady is Tom Brady. I watched a clip on Reels and TikTok where a guy was talking about, I forget what show he was on, but he was talking about Tom Brady. He said Tom Brady at 40, not 45, at 40 when he got to New England, was in a corner by himself practicing 3-step drops, practicing handoffs, 5-step drops, how he was throwing. He was practicing basic mechanics that you would see a guy 1, 2, 3 years into the league practicing. He was doing it fucking 15 years into the league. That tells you all you need to know.
Let me just say this:
the difference between a guy that's going to win you something and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a great elite talent. Aaron Rodgers isn't Peyton Manning, isn't Joe Montana, isn't Tom Brady. He isn't even fucking Drew Brees or Steve Young. I'm sorry.
Let me say this, Bob. Let me just say this. I will say, out of all those quarterbacks, and this is probably it's probably a gift and a curse for Rodgers, right? Out of all those quarterbacks you mentioned, he's the best out of all of them, ability-wise. Yes. Every single quarterback you mentioned, he has the best ability. But that's probably his biggest issue because he feels like
besides IQ.
Oh no! I mean physical ability. Physical abilities, gifts, right? Arm talent, the running, the sidearm angles, the flicker on the wrist. So when you bring up and it's amazing, it's amazing, Fog, that you mentioned Tom Brady still working on the basics, because I work at Tom Brady's alma mater, and the stories about Tom Brady, right? The stories you hear about him staying late at high school, working on his craft. It's amazing you hear that, but Brady had to do that because he wasn't a big time recruit. He wasn't a big time dude. He didn't have the arm talent. He didn't have any of that, right?
Nope.
So I do feel like that contributes to a little bit of almost the arrogance of Aaron Rodgers. That to me is what kind of gets me the most. Is Aaron Rodgers is so damn arrogant when it comes to stuff. Like, I feel like he just knew that if he just walked in New York, it would be automatic.
Right? I don't know if you guys know boxing, but Aaron Rodgers to me is the Zab Judah of boxing.
Stupid.
Elite fucking talent, but the arrogance and the work ethic wasn't there to make him the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good argument. It's a good argument because it's hard to with work ethic wise, it's hard to go against it because the dude has 4 MVPs. So it's hard to I get what you're saying.
That's based off
how talented he is.
No, I know, but that's also work ethic that goes into it, because it's like you wouldn't be able to be a dog, and have 4 MVPs and say, but it's a difference. Postseason wise, he's a different quarterback.
I'm sorry, Jim, interrupt. Let me give you this. I will say this. I'm not going to bag on Aaron Rodgers' work ethic too much because he did go to JUCO before he went to Cal, so he had to work.
That is true.
And then also he did work on his mechanics while in Green Bay. Because if you go look at his mechanics at Cal and the mechanics now,
3 years underneath, bro.
But there's at some point in his career, he kind of felt like, okay, this is who I am. I got 4 MVPs. And look, it's cool to have other interests outside of football. You don't have to be crazily obsessed about it, but don't walk around here and the NFL fans like are acting as if like, okay, this dude is on the same level as Brady and Manning. Because I don't have him at that table. I personally don't have Aaron Rodgers at the table of like Manning, Montana, Brady.
No,
He's David Marino over Mahomes, right? Aaron Rodgers.
Mahomes is better.
When it's all said and done, Aaron Rodgers. Somebody asked a question online. I saw where were Aaron after all this is said and done. Where will his legacy be for me, or will it change? And no, he's always going to be for me. He's always going to be around like 7 and 10 all the time. That's it.
I wouldn't even.
I got him 6 to 8. 6 to 8. For me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have him above Drew Brees. Sorry.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
All right, boys, let's get into anything else you guys want to say. Is that good? Are we good?
Now we're good.
Okay, we have 2 more here. Buy or sell. The Dallas Cowboys will be mirrored in mediocrity as long as Jerry Jones is in control.
Facts. Nothing left to say. He's the last of the Al Davis generation. That's it.
It's funny.
Dude, that radio hosting this morning is crazy.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
Funny. It's funny, but it's true. Like the Dallas Cowboys, and unfortunately, I think Jerry Jones knows this, and that radio interview kind of told me that okay, he knows that he's the problem. He knows it. And it came out. It came out in that radio. He knows he's the problem, and until he steps down, nothing's gonna change, man. It sucks. It sucks, but you know, that's Jerry's world. That's Jerry's world,
right
man.
before the fall.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with my bold prediction when it comes to Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy will finish the season, like I said, and he'll get fired, like on Black Monday, how they call it. But I'm still sticking with the fog. I don't know, Brian. I don't think Brian was here the episode. I think some way, somehow, I think Belichick's going to get in there somehow and run the whole thing.
I don't think that at all. I think
it's a long shot. One of my bold predictions.
I just
you must be predicting Jerry Jones to die.
If there's that was true. I was
gonna say
if there's anyone, hold on. If there's anyone that can sit down and convince him, take a step back for at least 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years, I think he's the only coach that could do it.
I don't think he's got 3 to 5 years left in him.
I don't know.
He will live.
Here's the thing. Telling somebody.
Yeah, Joe, I can see that, Joe.
I don't think it's going to the Jets either. I don't think
he didn't want to be there when Parcells left.
I was being sarcastic. You guys see last night he was talking smack about Woody Johnson.
Away.
Yeah, he was talking about Woody Johnson. Literally,
like 2 weeks.
There's no way he's going to the Jets. There's absolutely
not a chance in hell.
He's got to go to a team.
He would go to the Giants for the Jets. He coached for the Giants.
Well, he's coached there before, so he won a Super Bowl.
He would go to the Giants for the Jets.
That's true. That's a good call.
The Giants beat him twice. So, but no, Jerry Jones, he's taking this control to the grave. He is. He's taking this control to the grave. He's not letting this go. That's all he has. All he's got is his baby. This is it. This is his life. No, there's no way. If he was gonna relinquish control, it would have been like 20 years ago. They can do it now for Weiss. I mean, I hate to say it, I hate to sound morbid, but dude's like 80 something, bro. Like seriously, like let's be real here. Like, you know, he doesn't have a lot of life left. To be honest,
he's taking this to the grave.
Look, being a billionaire with a yacht is not the same being a billionaire with a football team.
Yeah. Hey Joe, I got one for you. That's true, by the way. That's true. I got one for you, Joe. Not Miami. What about the Raiders? They just got a little minority order today.
About that, I did, but does Brady really want another Belichick? First of all, does Belichick want to work under Brady?
Yeah.
Why not?
That's the thing. Like, does he have the pride? Can he swallow his pride take orders from the guy that he
he wins the Super Bowl. Brady gets one too.
No way. No way. No.
He owns the head.
I love it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be good for the league.
Oh, I think it'd be great.
It'll be a lot of fun to have Bellas. I mean, they switch roles or whatever. I mean, it's crazy. That'd be insane.
That would be awesome.
No.
Last one, boys. Buy or sell. The Cleveland Browns should continue starting quarterback Deshaun Watson. Fog?
Fuck. Who's their backup? Jameis Winston?
Yeah.
Shit. No. I'd say, and I'm not a Jameis fan at all, but at this point,
you're selling?
Yeah, sell it. What do you got to lose?
So reports came out the other day about from Spot Track that Deshaun Watson, there's no way that they could trade him because the cap issues that they'll have with him, and there's no way they could release him until 2027.
So if they can get a buyer
to buy his entire contract,
some of that, you don't even have to buy the entire contract, but take some of the cap hit.
Yeah.
If they can do that, that's great. But
it's gonna be hard to find a buyer, brother.
I was just going to say Watson would have to show if he can even play at this point. Even if you're not going to be able to trade him, what is benching going to hurt? You still got to pay the motherfucker at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter if he's playing and he's still sucking. Does it matter if you put Jameis Winston in and he's on the bench? And hey, if Winston gives you something, at the end of the day, if for an organization you want to win.
Brian,
I'm keeping him in. You know why?
You're buying it?
I'm buying it because a couple of reasons why. A, obvious answer, they're giving him $230 million guaranteed. So I like what John said. You ask should they? No, because he sucks. But here's why I feel like they will and they should, right? Logically, football reasons, no. But here's why. One, you're paying them all that money. Two, I think he sucks and he gives them a better chance to lose. I think Jameis is going to try to win and get them out of draft position. Okay, because Deshaun Watson is
that's
awful.
A good point.
That is a good point, actually.
Put his ass in there and let him be trash and let him give us a good pick, right? And then three, honestly, this is like a coaching perspective. This is your effing mess. You live in this shit. Like you get your ass kicked in there. This is your mess. You're getting paid $230 million. You can't take the ass whooping. No, you're staying in that game. Unless you fake an injury or whatever, you're staying in. I'm sorry.
In all honesty, what you just said, B, I would roll even deeper with this. Fuck it. Let's drop and then let's get the first pick or second pick, trade it away so we can get the first pick in the 2026 draft so we could get a guy like Arch Manning.
I don't think the Browns are that smart.
You know what the Mannings do. You know what the Mannings do.
The Browns, the Mannings ain't going to Cleveland. I'll tell you that right now.
We're probably going to see that this year with the Sanders family.
Yeah,
he doesn't go where he wants to go.
Yeah, well, Shador ain't Arch
Hunter.
Manning. I like Shador, but he ain't Arch Manning.
He's not Arch
Manning. That class is going to be Arch Manning.
He's not Arch Manning, but he has a dad that can call his own shots, just like his dad, Eli Manning's dad, right? So I
buy.
Well, actually,
I'm buying.
Go ahead.
I'm buying. I'm with you, Brian. I would continue to buy just for the draft stock opportunities to get more draft capital. I would trade. I wouldn't settle with Sanders. I'm with you, Fogg, on that. But it's just funny, dude, how this team was such at a high. You remember when Baker and that crew went to the playoffs? Yeah. And then the following year they got OBJ, and then everything started crumbling down. Jarvis Landry got hurt, and then everything just wasn't working right. But then yet somehow, some way, they were able to build a championship roster on paper.
I think
Deshaun
Nick
Watson
Chubb
still, in
has
my
been-
opinion.
Nick Chubb has been the biggest loss for this team.
Yeah. Crazy, though. Deshaun Watson, if you guys remember, still, in my opinion, has one of the greatest quarterback seasons ever.
Yep.
And I think it was 2019 when they traded away DeAndre Hopkins. Do you not remember when that dude was cooking with virtually nobody?
Listen, I think
on the offensive side?
Watson's problem right now is injury and confidence.
I think it's more confidence, bro.
Head, and he just doesn't have it in.
He's lost. He has a case of the yips. Seriously.
I agree.
This isn't a Stefanski
100%.
issue.
Nope. Oh, no. This
Stefanski
isn't
won with
coaching
Joe
at all.
Flacco.
This is him. This is all on Watson. His performance is not scheme. Look, it could be getting hurt by Chubb not being there, but at the end of the day, this is him being in his own head. This guy just doesn't have confidence or the swag that he had when he was in Clemson, that he had when he was in Houston. This is a different Deshaun Watson.
And it's not even like, to end it, it's not even like I've been trying to play play psychology with Deshaun Watson. I don't know, but I don't know what it could be. It's definitely mental. Like you said, Drew, he definitely has the yips. He almost, it's like he's almost forgot how to play quarterback, but it's almost like he's forgotten how to be himself. When I saw the quote where he said, I'm not a running back. I don't want to run as much anymore. I want to throw. When he said that, I'm like, okay, this dude's lost his fucking rocker, because when you were in Houston, your biggest asset were your legs. At Clemson, your biggest asset were his legs. Like, he made plays. He made plays with his legs. He was a guy that could run and extend plays. Like,
injuries got to his head.
Would you compare him to one of Brooklyn Nets?
Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons?
No.
After getting paid, he just all of a sudden forgot to play basketball?
No, absolutely not. Ben Simmons
that's not a bad.
I disagree, because I didn't buy Ben Simmons coming into the league.
Well, that doesn't matter. It's the fact that he got paid
and look,
even he forgot how to play.
But Paul, if you didn't buy that, Ben Simmons, I don't have his numbers in front of me. He was still an all-star. I believe he made some all teams. Right?
He made an all-star.
Ben Simmons when he's with the Sixers?
An all-team.
Yeah.
He made all-stars.
He made all-stars. He made all-stars. He made some. I believe
he was leading in assists and rebounds.
I believe he finished second in Defensive Player of the Year behind someone that year. I forget who it is. Right. So Ben Simmons could play. Like, he wasn't like, no one's calling Ben Simmons a Hall of Famer, but he was definitely an effective player. But
fuck, bro.
As a Sixers fan, I'm like, fuck Ben Simmons.
I know, I get that. So I understand
I hated him when they drafted him. I was like, really?
Wait, more than Marquise Fultz?
Yeah, I did.
No way.
I had more hopes for Fultz than I did Simmons.
Drew knows his NBA, dude. Drew knows his NBA. I'm just saying.
I had more hope.
Ben Simmons and Deshaun Watson. They are the same, bro.
I like the comparison. I do, because they're both
light skinned.
I will say,
okay.
Well, Watson's not light skinned. He's brown skinned, first of all.
I was waiting for Brian to say something.
Like, wait. Watson doesn't look like Steph Curry. What are you talking about?
I will say this. I'll say this much. Here's where I won't agree with the comparison a little bit, right? I will say Ben Simmons does seem to not love basketball as much. I feel like Deshaun Watson loved it.
Yes.
At some point, I don't know if Deshaun Watson still loves it. I think it's more mental. I don't think the money he got for Deshaun Watson. I think
Watson got scared when he got hurt.
When did he get hurt?
He got hurt last year.
Yeah.
What was it?
Shoulder. He got surgery. I think it was
And
like
then
a
right
slight tear
after
in his
that
labrum.
was when
He was bad before that, though.
No, yeah, he was. He was hurt before that too.
Was
I
he?
forgot what it was.
yeah, he got hurt, and then he had the
He
whole
came back like
season
week
and a
12,
half
week
off.
13
Yeah.
or something like that.
Man, maybe
Should
I don't
stick
know.
with Baker, like I always tell Alex. All right, boys. Broncos against the Saints. That's a Thursday night game tonight.
Right
3-3. On this Thursday night game this Thursday. 3-3 against the Saints is 2-4. Jesus, I'm tired.
Thursday night game tonight.
Thursday
Yes.
night game tonight.
I fucked
Somewhere
up.
out there, it's Thursday.
I wouldn't place a bet MGM bet on this game anyway, but I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broncos, just because I just don't. You talk about somebody I don't like. I can't stand Rattler. Just personal grief.
Damn, personal grief. I don't trust either one of them, but
I'm not gonna lie to
Broncos
you.
last week looked shitty.
They didn't look great, but you know who I'm starting to like? Bo Nix. I don't even know why I'm starting to like him. He's got some dog in him. I'm not gonna lie to you, like.
I
And
told you.
But one of the reasons why I'm starting to like him is because there was one clip they showed either not this past weekend, but the last weekend where he got in the face of Sean Payton and pretty much told him to shut the fuck up and get out of my face.
Did you see his TikTok?
Who's?
Bo Nix.
Oh yeah, he said, oh yeah, Sean said I love him, and I told him I love him back.
Hey, I you know what? I respect that. I respect that because all Sean Payton did was bully Russell Wilson, and that's not in Russell Wilson's nature to bark back. So I'm glad there's a guy that can bark back at Sean Payton because Sean Payton's kind of a bully. I'm not a big fan of Sean Payton at all, but I like the Broncos.
According to some reports, Russell Wilson's a completely different person than compared to the public eye. But hey,
I mean, I remember
a different day. Patriots are one of God. This is the London game. Patriots against the Jaguars. Jaguars, for some reason, volunteered to have back-to-back London games. Shows why they're 1-5.
Because their owner wants to stay and move them to London.
I was wondering why people were saying that Doug Peterson won't get fired until he comes back to the States. I didn't know that.
He won't get. Yeah,
I had no idea. Okay, so this is
that's why.
Okay.
Jags they volunteered to have back-to-back London games. I'm going Patriots. Drake May look good, and for what he has, so I'm relieved to see he's gonna have a game like this against a bad defense. So I'm gonna go Patriots on this one. Fog.
I'm taking the Pats too. Again, bad coach Doug Peterson. Bye. See you later.
He will get fired when he comes back on Monday. Brian.
I will say this is a must-win. I mean, I don't think he'll get fired on a win. If they win this game, I don't think he'll get fired. But if they lose this game, he'll.
Oh no, yeah.
Honestly, with that said, I think I'm going with the Jags. Man, the Patriots are pretty damn bad, man. I'm sorry. Both teams are bad.
Both teams are bad.
Really, really bad. But I'm going with the Jags on this one. Because I think they're a better team on paper. Like they should.
Yeah,
win.
they are.
They should win. So I'm just gonna go with them. Yeah.
This should be the Sunday night game. The Detroit Lions are 4-1. They travel to Minnesota and play Vikings, who are there one of two undefeated teams left in the NFL. Brian, you get the chance to pick first here, buddy.
This is a good game, man. This is at Lions at Vikings.
Yeah.
Ooh, two big road games for the Lions. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I think they keep the momentum going. I think the Aiden Hutchinson loss is really gonna hurt the Lions more than people know. I think they should trade for Max Crosby or Myles Garrett, but that's just me. But I think the Vikings win this game.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings just because of lack of no pass rushing. Lions also lost their other starting defensive end for the season. This is gonna be a tough one for Detroit defensively. Fog. I'm gonna go.
Nope, I agree. Vikings are one of the top 3 scoring offenses in the league. So do Lions, but defense matters, and the Vikings at this point have the better defense.
I agree. Tennessee Titans are 1-4. They travel to Buffalo Bills, who are 4-2. They're at Buffalo. I think we're all going to be saying Buffalo, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything we want to talk about this game?
I think this is going to be a game where like Buffalo starts to take off. I can see them compiling about 3 to 4 wins, and at some point, They'd be like 7-2, maybe 8-2, one of the best teams in the league.
If you're Mike Vrabel, are you happy about this? That you didn't?
Yeah, I'm happy about
retain
this.
as a coach. I would be.
That's
Oh my
another
god!
I didn't even think about Mike Vrabel. He's out there on the market. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's happy about this. Clown
What about
team.
that trade? What about that trade with the Jarrett Sneed?
Who?
Sneed.
Oh man, Sneed, that was
Getting worked.
Oh,
Yeah.
generic. Oh, yeah, from the Chiefs. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot about him. Like, it's so crazy that like these guys, man, they
Corners,
lead
man.
these Super Bowl. I mean, it's money. Money matters. I get it. It's football. You got to get your
He
money.
got
but
paid.
You
for
got
sure.
paid, but shit, at what cost though?
Miami Dolphins are 2-3. They're traveling to Indy, play Indy at
Colts.
Indy 33 and Colts.
Colts.
Got Colts. We all got Colts.
Yeah, I know the quarterback is for the Dolphins, so yeah, I got the Colts.
Doesn't
Hey,
matter.
Joe Flacco, can you win 2 back-to-back comeback players of the year for Joe Flacco's? He's a freaking revelation, though.
He might be able to.
He's a freaking revelation.
Just a side note here, it was reported yesterday that, or this morning, I believe, that Tua Tagovailoa is going to be playing
Oh
in
yeah, he's gonna be playing.
the season. So
All
we
that
don't know
damn-
when yet. It's not a
all that damn
timetable.
all that damn overreaction. He's playing.
Seattle Seahawks are 3-3. They travel to Atlanta, play the Falcons. Another good game. Falcons are 4-2. This is at Atlanta, boys, and I'm going to go with the Falcons here for the win, and this will be Seahawks' 4th straight loss. Fog?
Yeah, I agree. I listen. I didn't have Seattle built up this way, so I told you guys Atlanta. I was taking them to win the division. I'm taking them here.
Brian?
Yeah, I got Atlanta. I think Atlanta again. I think they are on the verge of raffling off some wins here, and I think Seattle's a good football team. So I think Falcons win pretty easily on this one.
The Houston Texans are 5-1. Another golly going to the Green Bay against the Packers, who are 4-2.
Great game.
Good God!
Texas really 5-1?
Yeah.
Are they? Oh shit!
Yep.
They haven't had a bye yet.
Yeah.
Brian, you're first.
Oh, this is a good ass game. This is a good game. Oh man. I like the Packers at home. I like him at home a lot. I like Jordan Love is starting to look like himself again. Like the run game. I think Josh Jacobs is one of the underrated acquisitions of the offseason. He's having a pretty good season. Big road win if the Texans win, but I think Packers win this game.
It would be a big road win for the Texans if they win this game. Especially in the South, that would really separate them in first place and possibly for the number 1 overall seed if the Chiefs end up going on a downtrend. But unfortunately for them, it's going to be at Green Bay, and the Packers are on fire. I'm going Packers at 5. They're going to go to 5-2 for me. Jordan Love, big game for him. Fog?
I'm taking the Texans. They've surprised me all season, and their defense looks solid. Look, I like the Packers, but I think the Texans' weapons offensively are better. They'll trump it's going to be an entertaining
Even without
game.
Nico Collins?
Even without Nico Collins, it's going to be a very entertaining game. Watch Joe Mixon. Watch how they play the run game. It's going to be ball control. It's going to be down your throat. The Texans will control time of possession. Win this game. It's going to be a close game, but they'll win.
I'm surprised.
I think, Brian, you said Josh Jacobs. I think Joe Mixon's been a very underrated.
No,
addition
absolutely.
for Houston.
Yeah. I think I'm surprised Texans haven't gone out and got a receiver to replace Nico Collins. I'm surprised they didn't go out and get Amari Cooper. I'm actually kind of shocked at that. I'm actually surprised, but they must like that they got. Oh God,
Dylan Diggs.
Next game.
We're all the Bengals.
Bengals. Chase Brown. Watch out for Chase Brown.
I'm not picking that crap. I don't care.
This is an interesting game. Eagles are 3-2. They travel to New York and play the Giants, who are 2-4. Yeah, I'm going Eagles. Daniel Jones is absolutely god awful. Fog?
I'm taking the Eagles, but this is a fucking game they could fumble.
Honestly,
this is a game that Sirianni, I swear to God, if the Giants beat the Eagles, if Sirianni isn't fired, fire Howie Roseman too.
Yeah, I was going to say that if they lose this game, they lose this game, Sirianni is probably, I don't know if it's going to be gone because they're going to be 3-3. I don't see them getting fired at 3-3.
If Washington wins,
but look, because Dallas is out of it, Giants, well, they'll be in it actually if they win.
Sirianni might shave his head again.
You said what?
Sirianni might shave his head again.
If they would have lost last week to the Browns and then this game to the Giants, I would say he's going to get fired. I think he saved his job last week, even though he was talking shit to the fans like a dummy.
How they barely won against the Browns.
Well, he won though. It's a winning league. It's a win-loss league. He won, so it saves him. It's okay. I have the Eagles win this game because it's a homecoming for Saquon Barkley. And he's going to go crazy. He's going to go crazy.
That's a good point. The Raiders are 2-4. They travel to LA and play against the Rams at SoFi. Rams are 1-4. They're coming off a bye. Gentlemen, I'm going the Rams here. Fog.
I agree, Rams. They gotta get back into this groove. And the Raiders are on a fire sale. Take the Rams.
My NFC West pick isn't looking good right now. I picked the Rams. Brian. I didn't think Cooper Kupp and Puka were both going to go out.
Yeah.
I call this game the Shador Sanders sweepstakes because I feel like he's gonna be on one of these teams.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna go with the oh God, I don't know. I'm going with the Rams. They have a quarterback. That's it. That's the only reason I'm going with the Rams.
Little tidbit information I got from a buddy of mine that works with the NFL. He does all the film for NFL Network, and he was telling me if the Rams lose today, don't be surprised if the New York Giants are going to be calling.
Ooh,
for Stafford.
And
he told me this last week.
Wait.
And sure enough, on NFL Rumors, which is a accredited Twitter account, that came out today saying there's been rumors of that happening. So,
wait, the
Giants would trade for Matt Stafford.
Like this year?
This year.
Why?
I don't know.
Do they feel because I'll say this. The NFC East is that weak. The Giants could be a quarterback away from getting to the
So you get Matthew Stafford to go 9-8 and not get a better draft position to get a quarterback?
I think it's more for next year. Possibly.
But he's like, how is Stafford sneaky? Oh, he's like 37, 38?
37, 38, I would say. I don't know.
Fuck the Giants.
Carolina Panthers are 1-5. They travel to Washington and play the Washington Commanders, who are 4-2, led by the leading NFL offensive rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels. A call by one of our colleagues. I'm not going to name him. So with that being said, I'm taking the Commanders. Obviously, they're going to go to 5-2. This will be Andy Dalton's last game. Got to put Bryce Young back in. Fog.
Commanders.
Brian?
Yeah. Easily Commanders, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Another good game, boys. Chiefs are 5-0. They travel to San Francisco and play the 49ers, who are 3-3. Who we got in this game? I'm picking the Chiefs. Fog?
I'm picking the 49ers. Chiefs got to lose at some point. And the Chiefs are hanging on the same way the Eagles hung on last year. Difference is I think the Chiefs quarterback coaching combination is better, but the L isn't going to be indicative of what that team is. It's just it has to happen.
Brian?
This is going to be somewhat like the Niners Super Bowl. And honestly, they win this game, they're going to celebrate in the Bay Area all night. The Chiefs lose this game, they're going back to Kansas City, and it's all going to be well because we'll be 5-1. And they're probably going back to the Super Bowl. This game means more to the Niners than it does to the Chiefs. I think the Niners are going to be coming out like hot.
I do want to throw in a little bit of tidbit, a little another rumor here I've been hearing that I think is probably has some truth to it. My boy also told me last week that the Chiefs are working a deal with Miami right now for Tyreek Hill. Now, if that happens, I don't think it will. I think it's a long shot, but if it does, I think it might go faster because I believe there's 3 more weeks left, right? Or 2 more weeks to the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So
if Miami does that, you're telling me a couple things. You're tanking, you don't believe in Tua, and you're firing Mike McDaniel.
yes,
That's what you're telling me. If you get rid of your
I
best,
think it's a full rebuild for them.
then that's
But
the case.
The problem is they signed him. They signed Tua. So that's an issue.
If
they did that, I don't think they're technically going to fire McDaniel. I think they just want to get another quarterback in there.
True. Jets are 2-4. They go against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 4-2. Real quick, because I'm running out on time here. Fuck.
I'm gonna take the Jets.
Not an answer.
I'm taking the Jets.
Oh man, I'm going. I'm going the Steelers, and honestly, I'm gonna make.
We didn't even get to talk about the change.
I know, no, but look, here's the thing. I'm actually okay with the change because this is listen. Just hear me out.
Is it official or no?
He's getting all the first team reps, so it's probably going to happen. It's probably going to be a game time decision, but they already know.
Come over the screen and kick your freaking butt, dude.
Listen, this is more so about the ball getting to the receivers.
Yes.
Moving the football. And Russell Wilson, at this point, as far as we know and we can see, is better at doing that than Justin Fields.
Stop.
But look, he is. Like, have you let Drew, let me ask you a question. Have you seen Justin Fields this year? Passing
yes,
the football.
Yes.
How do you think he's looked? Be honest.
Better than he ever did in Chicago.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Well, we disagree on that one because
yes,
like I've watched
wise he's better.
Look, I've watched every single throw this man throw. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying this is more so about getting the ball out quick and being decisive. Justin Fields is not decisive.
No, not at all.
He's not. I like that matters. And you know what? Here it is. And also, I'll be real with you. This is kind of an underrated thing that no one's thinking about, right? Who's the best receiver on our team? George Pickens. Who's getting pissed off? George Pickens.
Right?
George Pickens wants the football. You have to keep your guys happy.
F that, dude. What do you mean? Bro, George Pickens was pissed off last year.
No.
Yes, he was. He was in issues in the doghouse last year.
I'm not. I get that. But Russell
he is a problem. He wants to be a diva. Brian.
Every wide receiver is a diva. I hate that. I hate when
that's not true. That's not true.
Name a wide receiver. Okay.
Larry Fitzgerald.
95%, sure.
Larry Fitzgerald was never a diva.
Got you. Good.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Who?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Wants the football.
No, but DeAndre Hopkins had such crappy quarterbacks. He was still able to be productive.
My point is that every wide receiver wants the football. That's my point. But my point is this. With Justin Fields, it's not a bad move because Justin Fields, I agree that Justin Fields did nothing to lose his job. But let's be honest here. Let's remember, he didn't win the job because he was better. He got the job because Russell Wilson got hurt.
Yeah, Russell Wilson was the main starter going into the season.
Now look, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. If Russell Wilson isn't good, then you just put back in Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally what you do. And also I might add the trade deadline is coming. So if they like Justin Fields, right, and they just feel like, okay, we're better with him, we can sit Russ. Russ is on the block, and you get rid of him. It's simple, right? I understand the move from a production standpoint because I guarantee you, I'm telling you, the ball's going to move a lot better, Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson is more accurate and decisive. I'm not saying he's like an all-time great. I'm just saying he's better at moving the football. That's all I'm going to say.
You guys are killing me with this. I cannot believe that you said this. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that you said because I believe that Justin Fields is able to move this offense. the best at its ability. Because remember, you're right. You lost your guard, I believe, right, for the entire year. Your starting guard.
Yeah,
I think he's been gone for a while, for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Your whole right side of your offensive line has been an issue all year, but because of Fields, he masks that because of his ability to run, the ability to extend the play. I agree with you. I'm not betting on him to be this dog that can be able to pass around and all that stuff. But we have to remember to put things into perspective. You have Arthur Smith as your offensive coordinator. Okay. You have a guy that you're against at Najee Harris. Until the Raider game, he was non-existent. He was dust like an Avengers Infinity War. So it's like what I'm saying is that Justin Fields has done a lot more than what a Russell Wilson could do in these first 5 weeks because Justin Fields has been able to win. He's playing winning football, 10 touchdowns to 1 pick.
Justin Fields has been great. The one place
you were all about him after week 2.
No, Justin Fields has been great within like the confines of like maybe not in the red zone. He hasn't been great in the red zone, honestly. He's been great in like spurts, right? But you can't win the way he's playing. You can win like 4-2, yes, mainly because we're getting stops, right? Mainly because our defense. Justin Fields is a part of that. But you know, at one point we were like, when Kenny Pickett was in the game, we were 4-2 as well. Okay, that shit ain't changed. Like, it's honestly,
obviously we were not going to be able to see if this changed or not because you guys are 4-2 right now. We know what happened with Kenny Pickett. We don't know what's going to happen with now because you're putting Russell Wilson in. So it's like it's not fair to the kid because if you do that and put him away and put Russell Wilson in, I understand where you're coming from a perspective of the trade deadline and this and that. But now you're knocking on his confidence even a little bit more. And that's an issue. That's an issue because you were the one that said, oh, this is the perfect fit for the Steelers. This guy is and why would I change that if you're winning? You haven't been blown out of a game. The Colts was the biggest game where the defense didn't really show up. And Fields had an issue, but still Fields kept you guys into the game. It wasn't like he was bad. So it's like, it's hard for me.
Can you say he wasn't bad, but can you say he was good?
No, he was above average.
That's the thing. That's the point.
That's one game though. That's not fair, dude.
He's been like that.
He's 15th. Hold on. He's 15th in QBR. He's 18th in passer rating. Like those matter, dude. Like he's having his best year.
We're not scoring.
But you're also not turning over the ball. He's not putting the defense in bad situations.
I don't know about all that.
He's controlling the. He has 1 turnover or 2. He has a fumble. He has 2 turnovers in his entire season.
Oh, look,
he's 10-2.
It's okay.
You know what it is?
I'm not.
You know what
mad
it is? Did he freeze? Did Brian freeze?
No, I'm not. No, I'm good.
Brian's racist. That's what it is. Let's call a spade here. All right? He is racist against his own people. Oh, Alex is here.
Against the mixed breed?
Yeah, I've been waiting for a freaking.
Okay. So listen.
Wow. You fucking dickhole.
Are you sleeping?
Yeah, man. Fuck you guys.
All right, we got 2 more games to get to. I know we could talk about it. We could talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it. Look, I just think by and large, I don't know what the offense is going to look like. I really don't. I have no clue. But from what I'm
going to look as good as it looks with Justin Fields. I'll tell you that.
Honestly, if it does, then it does, right? If it does, but I really feel like this is more so of pushing the ball down the field, right, than anything. We can't push the ball down the field. We can't play the dink and dunk stuff, man. And Justin Fields is too indecisive. You can literally see him not comfortable throwing the ball past 20, 30 yards. He's just not.
So what's your plan here? You put Russell Wilson in, you drop the next 2 games, then you go back to Justin Fields?
If Russell Wilson doesn't play well, yeah.
If I'm Justin Fields, I'm going to tell you guys to F off.
That's fine. He's on a 1-year deal. Whatever. Like, honestly,
That's crazy though. The guy's got you to
Yes.
4-2, and
No,
now
he
you're
did
gonna
not.
bet.
Justin Fields did not get us to 4-2. Stop saying that. He did not. The defense got us to 4-2. It was not Justin Fields. Okay, I'm telling everybody right now, just like Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett did not get us to the playoffs. It was Mason Rudolph and some other dude, right? Our
Crazy.
defense. You
Stats
got
say otherwise, Brian.
Yes.
who?
Stats say otherwise.
What's
Justin Fields has
Absolutely.
it. What stats? What do you keep on saying? What stats for, bro? There's a reason why there's numbers.
Justin Fields have?
What?
Since when do touchdowns not matter?
He has 10.
Who?
He has 10.
Justin Fields has 10 touchdowns?
He has
Total touchdowns?
Yes.
How many pass touchdowns does he have?
5.
Yeah, he's got 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, but his QBR and his passer rating are around top 15.
I just told you what we are. With the offense that the Steelers have.
Yeah,
It's not
his
a great
QBR,
offense.
his
Not
QBR
great
is
players around
20.
him.
Stats.
His QBR is 20. His passer rating is 15. So he's a
Stats.
top 20 quarterback essentially.
Stats.
You know his numbers are better than better than a lot of guys.
I'm
just throwing it out there.
Better than
We
who?
move on. Ravens are 4-2. The Buccaneers are 4-2. Sunday night game. Great game. Fog, who you got?
I'm taking the Ravens.
Brian?
It's gonna be a sneaky one, honestly. I'm taking the Ravens, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Bucks find a way.
Alex, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, bud. I was looking at the Pittsburgh's defensive ranking.
Just pick the game. I gotta
So I
go,
can
guy.
talk shit to Brian.
Yeah, we'll talk shit to him on the group chat.
I'm gonna go Buccaneers here in a upset.
I can see that.
I'm gonna go Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, he was gonna go Bucks, but then I picked them. So
The Chargers are 3-2, and the Cardinals are 2-4. Brian, who you picking?
Man, I'll tell you something. I'm picking the Chargers, but they'll lose this game. It might be time for a real conversation on what Kyler Murray is in this league, because I'm not quite sure anymore.
Well, pick the Cardinals because I don't want your bad JoJo on my freaking Chargers.
JoJo was JoJo. You want like
the bad mojo.
You said
Alex,
JoJo,
pick,
like
you
is that
freaking
like the
ugly
little
leotard.
potatoes,
Hurry up.
like French fries? You want a JoJo?
Big dude.
We get it. You're fat.
I got the
Right,
Chargers.
but
Freaking, you showing up late as hell. Good God, the circle could barely fit. Let's go. Hurry up.
I'm taking the Cardinals. You
That's
fuck
great. Good.
You're ahead.
Chargers.
Take
Fuck.
the circle, dude.
I'm taking it, Chargers.
Jesus Christ.
All
right,
this
bye.
shit just went sideways ASAP. The fuck?
All right, boys. That's it for us tonight. That's the show. We went way above our hour limit.
That Alex is gone again. You just showed up to leave. What the fuck?
That's what happens when you're a product of inbreeding. Brian, last words.
My last words is Steeler Nation, don't panic. Do not panic. We are fine. I'm telling you right now, we're fine. This is a plan that's going to work, right? It's really a no lose for us, because if Russell Wilson isn't great, we still have a guy who's shown that can win. But I think Russell Wilson is going to be able to move the ball. That's what we're trying to do. We got to find someone to move the football, and we're going to see if Russell Wilson can do it down the field.
You know, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that when I called you racist and as a playful thing. I don't want people to get alarmed. I forgot Russell Wilson's also playing.
Well, he's a mixed. He's a mixed breed. So you know, I
forgot, Fog.
He's a mixed breed. That's a conversation for another day. He's a mixed breed.
My last words.
Wait, hold on. That's not my last word, Fog. Hold on.
Oh, damn. Sorry.
This is my last word because you're going to like this one. You're going to like this. Okay. My last word is I'm changing my pick. I think the Giants are going to beat the Eagles. Nick Sirianni is going to get fired on Monday.
What?
Well, yeah.
My last words are this: Eagles fans, at least we're not the Cowboys.
That's true.
That's true, man.
I'm just saying.
Thank you guys for joining tonight. We appreciate it. We appreciate Brian for showing us like an eclipse nowadays because he's so busy. So we appreciate you showing up tonight.
Hey, thank you. Hey, John Suggs, thank you. I appreciate that. Defense captain to 4-2. Thank you. I appreciate that. And John Suggs, you a Steeler fan? I feel like he is.
John is a hoe. Okay, we're gonna freaking move on.
Damn.
I know John personally. He's my buddy. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Until then, everybody stay safe and have a good week 7 of football.